Hopefully you all have an agenda, and we're going to try to stick to it as close as we can so that we have a lot of activities today, so we'll just get started. My name is Ravi Roy. I think I know most of you. And Dr. Steve Ott and I have been teaching a course on the Deming method along with partnership of the Deming Institute. So this is a jointly hosted conference between the Deming Institute and Mr. Kevin Cahill is here, who is president executive trustee of successor trustee of the Deming Institute, and deputy director Bill Bellows, and his wife Monica. There's Monica, and she'll be going around taking photos for the event, which are going to be uploaded by Judy Cahill onto the Deming Institute webpage, so and Facebook, right? Okay, so on behalf of the WEDAPO, which is the W. Edwards Deming Incubator for Public Affairs, this is jointly being sponsored along with the Deming Institute and also with the Bryce Canyon Natural History Association, and the executive director is Gayle Pollock, and our host for this event and the host of making sure that we all had hotel rooms and making sure this all just went on without a hitch, hopefully. And also we'd like to welcome students and community students from Southern Utah University, students from the University of Utah. I mean, considering the beauty of the place, I think it was well worth the trip, but nevertheless, it was an adventure, no doubt. And we appreciate you being here. I mean, if you look at the turnout, this is really remarkable. As you see, we have a whole program for you today, but I'm now going to turn over the official welcome to Mr. Gayle Pollock, the Executive Director of the Natural History Association.
Let me just add my welcome to all of you to Bryce Canyon National Park. It's a great day to be here, isn't it? It's always good to get out of your office and into one of America's special places. Utah is certainly blessed for the natural resources that are here. One of the 5 national parks, or the Mighty 5, as our tourism office has branded it. But the most important question you probably have on your mind is, where are the restrooms? On either floor, if you go down the long hallway corridors, they're kind of positioned in the center there. So that's really the only important housekeeping item that I have today. I want to tell you just a little bit about Bryce Canyon, just to kind of tee up today. First of all, how many have never been to this national park? Show of hands. So a few of you that have never been here. Well, we're going to have some time this afternoon to go out and see the resource from Sunset Point. You notice that there's a lot of people in the park today. Our shoulder seasons that used to begin in October and end in April are now shrinking. Visitors are arriving in droves earlier. There's a number of reasons for that, we think. But Bryce Canyon, there are 417 units that the National Park Service manages. Of those 417 units, only 59 bear the title National Park. And of those 59 national parks, Bryce is the 12th most visited national park. Last year we set an all-time record with visitation at just over 2.3 million. Zion, our sister park down the road, is now the 5th most visited national park in the entire system. They edged out Yellowstone by about 300,000 visitors last year. And of course, with that many visitors coming to aging infrastructure, much of this was built in the 1960s, it presents some unique challenges. Dr. Deming's principles apply and can be applied to public lands management, and we desperately need to use his 14 points in managing this park. Our visitors come from all over the world. Our latest survey tells us that nearly 60% of the visitors that come to this park are from international destinations. That may be surprising. And most of those international destinations are Western European locations: Germany, France, the UK. Our guests from Asia are now becoming a tour de force. We're gearing up for the onslaught of our Chinese friends to be coming to the national parks in Utah. Much of the publications that we're producing, both online and written, are in Mandarin, gearing up for the next wave. So this is one of those great spots. Last year we celebrated the 100th anniversary of the National Park Service, its centennial. Part of the crush of visitation had to do with a Find Your Park campaign that the National Park Service had mounted. So we're still seeing the residue of that, residual effects of that campaign. But public lands are a hot topic in the state of Utah. If you haven't been following any of the legislative agenda this year, a number of bills in our legislature, and it's a polarizing issue here locally in Garfield County. You're in a county that's bigger than the state of Delaware and has about 5,500 permanent residents. 93% of this county is federally owned. Another 8% is about 8% is state owned. So there are these cultural fault lines that have developed with public land management. So that's part of the conversation that you may hear as you're in your hotel room or traveling through this county. But Bryce Canyon was established in 1923 as a national monument, became a national park in 1928. It's a little under 40,000 acres and one of the most scenic places in all of Utah. Look forward to sharing that with you and enjoying your time here today. So I'll turn the time back over to Dr. Roy.
So again, if I could just refer to your agenda, we have a full day's events. As you can see, including we've worked in a half-hour lunch, and then Mr. Pollock is going to take us on a tour to Summit. So we have an hour and a half total for that lunch and tour. And so we obviously have food for thought that we're going to have today. We also have snacks in the back throughout the day. An assortment of stuff, and at any point during, please go back and help yourself. So we have food for thought, food for body, and as you can see from the environment we're in, food for the soul as well. So we've tapped into all three of the concentric circles of health here today. So and also so first I'm going to introduce Mr. Kevin Cahill, and then from there we're going to hear from Dr. Bill Bellows, and then after that we're going to hear from Heather Groom, who is not only an alumni, proud alumni, one of our proudest, among the proudest for sure, alumni of the MPA program, but just I think completed a very successful set of events to have the governor reelected. She's his deputy campaign manager, and she's now involved with a whole bunch of advocacy issues and projects. And and she was one of the students, one of the first cohort of students when we brought the Deming ideas into the MPA program. She and Gayle were part of that first group of students, and what both of them have done with it is just really amazing. And now we're seeing the fruition of that when we look at what we have here today. I'm sorry, I'm going to get emotional. So I just want